So, Walmart has announced that it is entering the metaverse, and you might be like, oh my gosh, I am already tired of the word metaverse and I don't even know what it is. According to a recent survey, only 30% of Americans actually have an understanding of what the metaverse is. And today I want to talk about Walmart. I want to talk about retailers entering the metaverse and what it might mean to you as a raw and real entrepreneur. So, my name is Susan Sly. I am a startup founder. I'm an investor. I'm a mom. And I like to think that I bring the raw and real entrepreneurship values and teachings to you on this channel. If you haven't checked out my podcast, that's where I interview some of the most successful, amazing entrepreneurs on the planet. And I would love for you to check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. I think it's everywhere now. So anyway, with that, I want to get into this whole dialogue very quickly around Walmart. So Walmart came out with an announcement and said they're entering the metaverse. And according to the US Patent and Trademark Office, they filed no fewer than 7 robust patents. Walmart is talking about the fact that they are going to have their own cryptocurrency and NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And you might be going, okay, Susan, I have no idea what you are talking about, in which case watch my video on the metaverse, so you have the better understanding. But just so you realize, there are so many retailers that are entering into the metaverse space. The Gap has NFTs so that people's avatars can have the iconic Gap logo and wear them. Ralph Lauren did a capsule collection. They have huge visions for the metaverse and what they're doing in creating a next generation of consumers that are going to be wearing Ralph Lauren gear. Dolce & Gabbana did a limited edition capsule collection in the metaverse and they made millions of dollars. Under Armour is in the metaverse. Estee Lauder is in the metaverse. And you might be going, how does this really work? So this video, I'm going to talk about the digital twin of a product and what it could mean for you. So what is the metaverse? Just briefly, let's think of the metaverse like a digital playground. And is there only one metaverse? No, there is not only one metaverse. I have my blue check mark on Facebook. I'm on Facebook a lot. Facebook, now called Meta, is not the only metaverse. There will be different metaverses. There already are places like Decentraland, Roblox is getting like a lot of play. There's a lot of big brands that are in Roblox. There are other metaverses springing up. There are many metaverse companies, and including, and you can see my investment disclosure on susansly.com, one of the companies that I'm invested in and I'm an advisor to is essentially creating a metaverse where only good things happen. And so there are a lot of different metaverses that are going to be out there, and you will get to choose which ones you participate in. And when you think about it like that, imagine a passport. You have a passport and you want to travel to different countries. And so you can go in the real world now, you can go and travel to Spain or to France or to Australia or whatever. Yes, restrictions apply, but just, pretend the world's open and you can do that from the comfort of your own home. You are going to be able to travel to different metaverses and they will be called different things. And your NFTs, the things you acquire in those individual metaverses, are things you get to use in those metaverses. So today I want to talk to you about digital twins. What is a digital twin? So you have huge retailers like Walmart, like Estee Lauder, like Under Armour, all of these massive brands, Ralph Lauren, that are imagining digital twins, which is a twin of an existing product in the real world that now exists in the metaverse, but it does cool things. So let me give you an example. So I was very privileged when I was at the National Retail Federation big show to hear the person she is really creating this whole metaverse identity for Estee Lauder. And she said, here was an example she gave. So in the real world, we can use an Estee Lauder mascara, but in the metaverse, my avatar puts on an Estee Lauder mascara and it shoots flames from my eyelashes. Like, how cool is that, right? It's so awesome. So imagine if you have a physical product for your business, could you create a digital twin in the metaverse? And the answer is that you can. And thinking about it, envisioning it, that what that digital twin product could do in the metaverse that it might not be able to do in this physical world. So that's where you can begin to understand this concept that your digital twin is like your product on steroids doing all of these cool things. The other thing to understand about big business and why it's entering the metaverse is for a couple of reasons. Number one, you've got this next generation of consumers. And much like McDonald's did Happy Meals to begin to say, hey, we want these little children to have this association with McDonald's so that when they grow up, they'll keep going to McDonald's. The same thing is true of the metaverse. So in lands like Roblox, where you have a lot of young users, when they use their Robux rather, that's the currency of Roblox, to buy things in that land, that they can become attached to those brands in the metaverse. And then the hypothesis is that they're going to want to have them in their actual real world. And one early discussion that came out of the National Retail Federation this year was that there were more people in Gen Alpha, so 0 to 12, that asked for digital products this year than real products. Wow. So just a lot to really process. And that's why I want to keep these videos, these raw and real videos, very short and very sweet. But I want to leave you with this. If you have a product or service, or you're imagining a product or service, what can you take that you have and then create an NFT of that? And it's that same product or service that is just a whole next level. And as you begin to do this, one thing I always say is like, a lot of technology can be scary. And I work in technology with Radius, and we work with artificial intelligence. And as you begin to think about concepts like AI and robotics and the metaverse and different things, web, the quantum computing and all of these different things, it can feel scary. But the thing I've said, and when I was recently speaking for MIT, is that if something is inevitable, why wouldn't you figure out ways to use it for good? Right? And always remember, good people create good technology. And I like to think you're a good person because you're here. So what can you create that is an extension of an existing product? Maybe do a little capsule collection. There are lots of great ways to create NFTs, and then get out there and just have some fun and explore. So with that, God bless, go rock your day, drop a comment below, share this video if it's been helpful, and I will see you in the next video.